Welcome back to my film and TV channel. You're all staying safe and well. And we have a movie review today for your delectation and delight. Might be to your delight, not particularly to mine. I might give a little hint away as we're looking through this before I get to my little judgment part. We're going to have a look at something simply called Dog today, D-O-G, Dog. Please, if you are new to the channel, push that subscribe button, push the bell notifications. So, these blogs are coming out. I try and inform and entertain with these reviews on these and TV dramas. And, of course, I do information blogs on stuff to buy and what's at the cinema, stuff like that as well. So if you enjoy that. And I'd also have a little vlog on my football team, Manchester City. So if that's of any interest to you or you know someone who might be interested, please, if you can kick them in my direction, I'd be much appreciated. Please, guys, I'm trying to get at least 10 thumbs up for all these film and TV vlogs. So you can give us that thumbs up, that'd be great. Say, pass the word. Wonderful. Right, Dog, yeah. An hour and 41 minutes, a 12A certificate here in the UK. 12A, okay. Yeah, not 100% sure why, but yeah, there might be bits in it that perhaps warrant that, to be honest with you. A comedy drama road film, yeah, this is sort of a combination of all three, directed by Channing Tatum himself, who stars in it, and Reed Carolyn, both making, of course, their respective feature directorial debuts. I did see him on, was it Graham Norton? Yeah, I think the other day, Channing Tatum. Seems a decent enough guy. Not my favourite actor, I'll be honest with you, but a decent enough bloke. He is what he is. What's it about? Well, two former Army Rangers are paired against their will on the road trip of a lifetime. Not quite the pairing you expect, though. Army Ranger Briggs, played by Channing Tatum, and Lulu, yes, a Belgian Malinois dog. Oh, like an Alsatian to me. I don't obviously must be a similar thing. Buckle into a 1984 Ford Bronco and race down the Pacific coast. Yes, a couple of those roads I've been on myself in hopes of making it to a fellow soldier's funeral on time. Along the way, they'll drive each other completely crazy, of course, break a small handful of laws, definitely, narrowly evade death, absolutely, and learn to let down their guards in order to have a fighting chance of finding happiness. Yes, that sounds good, sounds good. Channing Tatum stars, of course, as US Army Ranger Jackson Briggs, Jane Addams as Tamara, Kevin Nash as Gus, Quandra Kilcher as Nikki, Ethan Suplee as Noah, Emmy Raver Lampman as Bella, Nicole Labliberti as Zoe, Luke Forbes as Jones, and Ronnie Jean Blevins as Keith, and of course, not forgetting Lulu, a Belgian Malinois, as the Belgian Malinois dog. She does a good job. Also got Akila Zoll as Callan in this. Yeah, I forgot about that. My apologies. Film released in the US on February the 18th, 2022. So all these little comments and scores, etc., are as at the 21st of February 2022, UK time, at about 9 p.m. Yes, I did this in the evening. So that's what all these scores, the time, they're all based on. The tagline for the film, yeah, a filthy animal unfit for human company and a dog. Yeah, okay, probably one of the funniest things about the film, to be honest with you. Yeah, so is it any good? Let's have a look. Rotten Tomatoes, they quite like it. 78% positivity, 87 critics. Reviews are positive, with an average rating of 6.2 out of 10. So not fantastic, but it's over that watchable mark of 6 out of 10 I like to see on films. 66 fresh, but a fair sprinkling of rotten. Yeah, 21 rotten. So, 75-25 split, isn't it, on that? The consensus of the website reads, Dog's dramatic breed is far from exotic, but solid narrative bones. Trying hard with this, aren't they? And well-trained work from co-director star Channing Tatum make for a fetching viewing experience. Oh, please, too many puns in just one small paragraph there, guys. Rotten Tomatoes audience loved it as well. Well, what can we say? If the audience love it, there's not a lot we can do about it, is it? 4.4 out of 5, so 8.8 out of 10. So obviously they like the doggy movies, they like the Channing Tatum movies, and we'll talk about that in a little while, of course. Metacritic, yeah, 60 out of 100. So that's not a bad score, is it? 60 again, just that watchable rating. That's 28 critics. They scored anywhere between 40 and 75 out of 100. The Guardian's Benjamin Lee wasn't overly impressed. He gave it 40 and said, dog lovers eager for a dog movie primarily about a dog will be reassured by the knowledge that the dog does feature plenty of the dog, but they might be a little surprised about what else the film has to offer. An odd and a tonal ramble across the US where the dog comes first and plotting comes a long way after. Okay, I'm a bit in agreement with that one. But Empire magazine, one of my obviously magazines I purchased, is one stuck in the background, I think. Yes, there is. More predictable than Shaggy, they said. Dog is more, they give him 60 out of 100. More predictable than Shaggy. Dog is more interesting than the standard man-mutt buddy movie, but still never really pulls the heartstrings. Agree. What it lacks in urgency and emotion, Tatum more than makes up in a movie star wattage. Not for me, but hey, there you go. We're not all. Wouldn't be right for us all to be the same, would it? Indie-wise, David Ehrlich, though, he did like it. He gave it 75 out of 100. It said, at heart, this is a film that just wants some good pats. These puns today. I'm not going to give you any of my stuff, mate. And it's willing to do whatever it takes to get them, of course it is. Internet Movie Database, Joe Public. Well, this is what, as I said, it's what the public think, isn't it? It's not what I think. It's not what the critics think particularly. Internet Movie Database, 6.9 out of 10. So that's not bad, is it? Just under 7. 965 scores. I've ignored the 10 out of 10s, ridiculous, and the 1 out of 10s, probably equally ridiculous. 688 people scored it between 6 and 9, and 108 only, so not very low percentage, about what, 10, 15% scored it between 2 and 5. So very, very popular on Internet Movie Database. My thoughts, Bernard thoughts. Right, let's put my let's nail my flag to the mast. I'm not a big doggy film fan. I must admit I don't mind dogs. I've had dogs myself, but not really into the films. I've watched quite a few good ones over the years. And this won't sort of turn me back into a big doggy film fan, to be honest with you. It all feels just a little bit undercooked for me. And yeah, a comedy, humour, it really does miss most of the time. Either the delivery from Mr. Channing Tatum, or whatever. The delivery doesn't quite work. Just the whole thing doesn't work from a humour point of view for me. His character, Channing Tatum's, fails to convince me that he either really falls for the dog, which you expect him to do in this sort of film, and the chemistry between even the humour, even when they're not getting on, which obviously you're not going to initially, which is all part of the plot. There's no great rocket science in the plot here, guys. The chemistry doesn't feel really right for me. Therefore, I lose at any sort of connection, and there's any gradual connection isn't really there for me. I mean, obviously people do see it because they score it better than I do, but I just didn't see it in this film. And Channing Tatum, I'm not a big doggy film fan. I've said I'm not the great. I think he's a great bloke, Channing Tatum, but he doesn't actually impress as an actor for me, and he certainly doesn't impress in this role in this film. The theme, of course, is laudable. Of course, it's a nice theme. It's a poignant. It's a nice one of those films that wants to lift you up. It wants to make you sad, but lift you up as well. But it just doesn't totally do that either for me. It doesn't satisfy that brief, and it all feels a little flat and unemotional, which is certainly not the feeling the makers are looking for. And certainly some people had that feeling with it, and I just sadly didn't. I didn't get that vibe from it. As a road movie, you would expect some little adventures, and we do get some, what I think are sort of more dead end plots rather than adventures to keep the story moving along. But they're pretty disjointed, and they just appear really unconnected little sketches for me most of the time, and don't really add anything to the film. Although from a road movie, you want these little subplots, but they don't quite work. There's a message of PTSD, of course, in both human and canines, but again, it never really comes out in this. It never really gets tackled properly or makes any real influence on the film itself. Despite my grievances, as I said, the general public seem to like it, and that's fair. That's how it should be. And it is a nice film, but for me, it just lacks a lot of depth and certainly a lot of comedy drama. I mean, humour. I think I smirked once or twice, and the best joke was probably on the trailer and also featured on the Graham Norton show. So that sort of ruined that for me. That was the best you were going to get in the actual film itself. And as far as drama, as I said, the little subplots just didn't really work for me. So not for me. A bit long as well. A bit long for me. Slow. Didn't pull at my heartstrings, unfortunately. There's a couple of nice scenes that I went, like that. But overall, it didn't pull my heartstrings and didn't really make me laugh, which I want from these. I think back to what the old K9 film. At least it made me laugh. Obviously, the the St Bernard dog ones, stuff like that. At least it made me chuckle, and this for me didn't. There's very little comedy drama. Well, as I said, but it wasn't. Perhaps it was because of the comedy involved and delivery of the comedy involved. It just never really worked. I didn't believe in the chemistry between the man and the dog. So again, that side of it didn't perhaps work for me. But there's always a but, isn't it? Of course. I'm in the minority. I'll accept that, guys. But if you're a fan of Channing Tatum, I'm not particularly. I don't dislike the guy. I think he's all right. And of course, if he's in other films, I will watch them. I just think there's something lacking there for me. And if you're a fan of Lulu or dogs or a Belgian Malinois dog, however you pronounce that, yeah. If you're a fan of either of those, you'll like. I think you'll like this. If you're a fan of both of those, both Mr. Tatum and the dog, then I think you may be onto a winner with this. But sadly, it wasn't for me. So I am going to give it a mark. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10, which is halfway, and that's all. That's just how it made me feel, really. Just one of those feelings. So let me know. As I said, I'm sure you're more positive than I am, and certainly you say if you're a fan of either of those, the dog or the man, that's for sure. But it just didn't float my boat. Just didn't take me for a walk. This one, unfortunately. I did say I wouldn't do any silly puns, didn't I? But my apologies. Anyway, let me know, guys, what you think. Thanks for watching. What we're going to do the rest of the day. Have a great one. Look after yourselves. Look after your friends. Look after your families. More importantly, let's all look after each other. To be here again on the Film and TV channel. I only ask one thing, don't I? Please stay safe, everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.